Hi, my name is Eric. Today I'm going to be reading two stories to you from my book, Uber Nights, which you can find on Amazon, along with my 9 other books. Oral Hygiene on the Half Shell, from my book, Uber Nights. So, about the naked lady with the toothbrush who hopped into my Uber. Things simply happen to me. They always have. If you and I sat down over a bottle of bourbon, I could regale you with tale after tale, from the mountain jungles of Haiti to Sinai desert monasteries to the underground tunnels of Washington, D.C. All true, I swear. While the universe has not seen fit to heap piles of rare metals and jewels upon me, it has commended upon me more experience than you can shake a toothbrush at. Speaking of which, about that naked lady. I've seen about everything you can see while Ubering. Keep in mind, I only drive nights. 1, I hate daytime traffic. I'm not a big fan of old ladies on the way to the rheumatologist pestering me about driving 2 miles over the speed limit. 2, I prefer the confession box-like aura of the nighttime rideshare. Many a time is a person completely broken down in my back seat, weeping and pouring out their hearts and sorrows to me, a perfect stranger. But I'm not just any stranger, I'm someone who actually cares, and they sense it. And maybe we can find the start of a life-changing solution between 5 Points and Harbison. Every once in a while, one of these sobbing passengers concludes the ride. Hey, wait, you look familiar to me. Aren't you that Paulette? No, I insist. Here's your port of call. I hope you enjoy your evening. Be safe. I've had drug deals go down in my back seat. I once saved a woman from a serial killer date. I've whisked teenage Romeo away from the scene of an illicit tryst within his Juliet's bedroom. Nothing more entertaining than an enraged father running down the street after one's vehicle. I've even transported chickens from one coop to the next. But nothing compares to the naked lady with the toothbrush. Once darkness has settled upon our and every metropolis, there are those who take cabs from hotel to hotel, practicing the oldest profession, as it were. I'm not one to judge, and in fact, I have no real way of knowing what goes on before and after a fair. I keep waiting to get invited to watch. Still, no golden ticket. That said, several months ago, I received an Uber call over the river to one of the most rampantly flea-ridden motels in the Midlands. A total cat litter box rental, if ever there was. I've picked up passengers from there before, often in a state of chemical experimentation that should have landed them in a national laboratory. But this particular evening, I pulled up to room 142, the 2 hanging lopsidedly from the gaudy aquamarine door. Thereupon from within emerged a strikingly beautiful woman in all her glory. No top, no bottom, not even shoes. Her only article of clothing was a baby blue gossamer bathrobe which hung loosely from her shoulders, more cape than covering. And she held on high a blue toothbrush as if it were the Statue of Liberty torch. I admit, I stared. Actually, my jaw plopped into my lap. This was either the world's most avant-garde erotic dental hygienist, or I shook my head. Surely, I thought, this woman will return to her room, put on some actual clothes, then re-emerge for safe passage to the next destination. Nope. She opened the rear door and seated herself, bushed in the back seat, uttering not a single word. And really, when one wields a blue toothbrush with such unabashed pluck, who needs words? I certainly didn't. I started the ride and stared forward, trying to avoid the rear view mirror as much as possible, which, frankly, wasn't terribly possible. After several minutes, I couldn't contain myself. I casually let fly, "So, what do you do for a living?" Her sultry Marilyn Monroe-like voice nearly tossed the maroon Rocinante across the median. "I'm an adult entertainer." I made eye contact more or less through the mirror. Yes, of course. Who could have guessed? I'm actually quite talkative with passengers. I enjoy discussing life, the universe, and everything. But I couldn't think of a good conversation starter, which is a bit disappointing because a naked lady clenching a blue toothbrush would appear to be the ultimate tete-a-tete appetizer. The ride lasted about 10 minutes, and it wasn't until we hit the Vista that it even dawned on me where we were headed. No, couldn't be. She couldn't possibly. Yes, the Sheraton. I mean, it's one thing to emerge naked from a cockroach trap motel, but was she really going to enter one of the city's nicest hotels like a dental lady Godiva? Yes, folks, she did. I pulled up to the hotel lobby and the succubus emerged from my vehicle without a word. On the sidewalk, she adjusted her bathrobe so that it rested ever barely upon her shoulders. In all her full frontal glory, blue toothbrush aloft in her right hand, she attacked the front door like a runway model. What I wouldn't give to have seen the look on the concierge's face. Then again, maybe this happens every Tuesday night at the Sheraton. So there you have it. The naked lady with the toothbrush who got in my cab. The moral of the story, if you're about to engage in erotic hijinks, always come prepared for good oral hygiene. I hope you enjoyed that. The next story from Uber Nights is Mr. Stanky. I consider myself a wordsmith, yet how can one, in a universe with billions of galaxies, each with billions of stars, no, there are no words. How does one describe the gut-wrenching stench of Mr. Stanky? His emanation of leavening male locker room molecules is simply beyond knowing, preternatural, evidence of the beyond. After my last Mr. Stanky fare, I called 1-800-Bangladesh. Please block this person from future rides with me. He smells like a possum crawled inside a badger's anus and exploded. Mr. Eric, thank you for being a diamond driver. First, is everything okay? Can you provide us photographic evidence? Stop, just stop, I interrupt. I can't stand it when you guys start reading your scripts. Let's make this simple. Even if I'm wearing 3 masks, it smells like this man's colon is stuffed into my nose holes. Let him never in an Uber again, okay? This man is smelly somehow? Somehow, anyhow, all how. He is an olfactory supervillain. Skunks and skanks worship at his yeasty feet. I've had to pick him up 3 times now, and it's like carting around a 4-week beached whale with rotting eggs stuck in its baleen. I am not sure I am comprehending. I hang up. My mind stirs. I'm not done. I've been pushed over the moldy edge. I drive back to the grocery store where I dropped off Mr. Stanky. He works a midnight shift. It's locked, but I'm determined to get into the place. I pound on the front door. Eventually, someone shows up. Can I please speak to a manager? I'm Steve. I see his name tag. Yep, Steve. I'm not sure how to put this. I'm an Uber driver. Every once in a while I drop off one of your employees about this time of night. Big guy. Smells like a T-Rex with diarrhea gargling olive juice. Ha, you must mean Bart. Did he leave something in your car? Well, yes. The stench of 1,000 butchered goats. I'm just curious, how the hell do you let him come to work like that? He is, without a doubt, the most offensive smelling human being on the planet. And that includes corpses. Steve shrugs. Nah, it's just Bart. I won't give up. No, I'm not kidding. That hippo hasn't bathed since he was 3. How can you just stand there? His smell is beyond comprehension. He's weaponized. Steve clearly does not live in this world. He's here, but somehow not. The entropy of years of retail. He thanks me and tells me he has to go. Apparently there's an emergency in the cracker aisle. My hands are on the door, palming glass. Somewhere therein is a creature whose very presence rots lettuce. I head back to my vehicle and drop another can of Febreze. I hope you enjoyed my two stories, Oral Hygiene on the Half Shell and Mr. Stanky from my book Uber Nights. I assure you, everything in Uber Nights actually happened. Thanks.